sanctuary, there's a highly hallowed hall, where faithful aproned women heed a stern and solemn call. You can hear them humming hymns while pots and pans are washed and dried. The buttered buns are blessed, the kitchen sink is sanctified. A shelter from the storm when rumbling rolls of thunder sound. It's just a little holier.
Cookie, Pastor.
Among the tug, Mrs. Snustad.
Farcical.
Just 10 feet underground.
Because you're closer to heaven in the church basement, where we do the good Lord's work. Lift your spirits high as the stars are. Down here where the coffee and bars are, everything happens in the church basement. Hear those percolators purr.
Everywhere you look, you see spectacular sights.
40 kinds of food to feed some fierce appetites. Nearly new linoleum and fluorescent lights, managed by a stalwart squad. Here below the house of God, you're closer to heaven in the church basement. Joyfully we welcome you.
Meet our missionaries to Burma.
Greet the fold neath old terra firma. Everyone's busy in the church basement. Such an energetic crew.
Luncheons and receptions phase us not in the least.
Seems there's always someone newlywed or deceased.
First week of December, there's a lutefisk feast.
Boiling vats of lice of cod. Here below the house of God. We hate to crow, but to tell you the truth, we're proud to be Lutheran lasses. We cook and sew and we sweep and we dust, so cheerfully busting our ass. As we mentioned earlier, you're closer to heaven in the church basement, shielded by the sacred sword. It's a treat to beat back the devil on this subterranean level.
When I'm infirm and need a replacement, weary after years of toil, then the Lord shall come and lead me homeward again. Peacefully I'll pray and say my final amen. Sing
How brave thou art around my casket, and then bury me beneath the sod, here below the house of God. So here's to the ladies who fix the lunch,
Mix the punch. Oh, beefy, Pastor.
scrub the walls,
mop the halls.
All the while with a smile.
there the gals we now applaud, here below the house of God.
Signe, I didn't get a chance to tell you how nice it is to see you back home again in cornucopia.
Oh, it is great to be back home, Pastor. Mom, Mrs. Gilmerson, and Mrs. Snustad already have me back to work on the lutefisk supper.
Well, these three ladies might not admit it to you, but they have missed you ever since you left us this fall for the cities with, I must say, a very impressive scholarship for the University of Minnesota.
Oh, thank you, Pastor. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Oh, you will never guess who I saw down at the U. Harry Hauge. Yeah, he's in a couple of my classes. Oh, the U is bigger than the whole town of Cornucopia. Actually, it has more people in it than our whole county, so it was good to see a familiar face.
Harry's a nice young man.
Oh, yeah, real credit to this church.
And handsome, too.
Oh. Stop it. Anyway, all Harry cares about is cars.
So, how's it looking out there then?
Oh, that snow's really coming down.
Ooh, is it deep yet?
Yeah, up to your hubcaps.
Woofda!
Yeah.
Woofda!
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, the radio's calling this the blizzard of 1964.
Well, the snow's not stopping them. Oh, the reason I came down here was to tell you we've sold another 19 tickets for tonight's lutefisk supper. That makes 175. Oh, I must tell Willie.
Oh, oop, beep, Pastor. Woofda!
Willie, you in there? Yeah, I said 175. That's a record for East Cornucopia. Well, if anyone can keep that old furnace going, it's you, Willie. You can say that again. I predict that we will sell more tickets than West Cornucopia Lutheran Church of the Prairie did last year.
Ooh, 175 people. Time to double check the food.
Oh, you call and we'll answer. Let's start with the fish.
A lutefisk.
Oh, yeah. 50 pounds.
Lefse.
Yeah, 500 pieces.
Potatoes.
Oh, yeah. 50 pounds.
Pickles.
Oh, yeah, 20 quarts steel, 30 quarts beet.
Meatballs.
Oh, yeah. 50 pounds.
Cookies.
Yeah, cookies and krumkaka, about 400.
Butter.
Oh, yeah. 50 pounds.
Is that all?
We have some more in the back of our pickup.
The Minnesota refrigerator.
Watkins, nectar, and coffee.
Oh, yeah, we got plenty of nectar for all the kids and enough for, 1,000 cups of coffee because every good Lutheran
Is still looking for the word coffee in the Bible. Oh, Pastor, we're making your favorite Christmas pudding.
Oh, will you look at that? Real Norwegian rumagret. Smells like heaven.
Oh, yeah. You know the secret to a good romagrat, don't you, Signe? You just keep stirring till it sets up fat and jiggly. That's why we call them romagrat arms. Woo! Oh, yeah, Pastor. You can't go wrong with butter, sugar, flour, and cream.
Oh, the 4 pillars of Norwegian cooking.
And you ladies are like the 4 pillars of this church. Like the 4 Gospels. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John.
John, Paul, George, and Ringo!
That long hair.
Oh, Jesus had long hair.
Oh, now the times, they are a-changin'.
Well, I know it's not good for a church to have a widower as a minister, but I just can't help but feel differently about the pastor now that he has that new wife. She's
wonder.
half his age.
No wonder he's always walking around with such a big smile.
It's just not pastorly.
We have to get back to work, 175 people.
But what do you expect from someone who's been living in the cities?
Oh, she's just trying to fit in, but everyone is watching her.
Young lady, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen.
Oh, yeah, Signe. She's one of those Andersons from Hamburger Junction.
Is that with an O-N or an E-N?
Ian. Yeah, the pastor's new wife is the daughter of Martin and Betty Anderson, who used to live just a half mile down from Zelda and Willie Bjornsson. Isn't that right, Willie? Oh, yeah, I thought so.
I really like Willie.
But why he ever married a Hyacinth, I'll never know.
Oh, Zelda raised town, Willie raised farm, oil and water.
I advised against it.
But to everyone's amazement, they've had a long and happy marriage. But their families.
Oh, from the moment they met, it was nothing but trouble.
Well, how long has Willie been the janitor for this church?
Oh, as long as I can remember.
Oh, yeah, me too,
You know
yeah.
how he loves to ring that bell on Sunday mornings.
Oh, yeah. You know the cows love it too. Keeps them regular.
Now this lutefisk smells right.
Oh, ripe, you mean?
Oh, it's delicious. Dried codfish, soaked in lye until it puffs into a puffy jelly, then boiled on the stove to leach out all the poison, then slid onto a plate covered in melted butter.
It can be traced back to the Vikings, you know.
Oh, ish! Is that why it smells like that?
It was part of their plan to conquer the world.
Young lady, a true Swede or a real Norwegian eats lutefisk and loves it.
Oh, yeah. But as Scandinavian Lutherans, we are only morally obligated to eat fish only once a year.
I'm glad we're not like that fish every Friday crew.
The Scandinavians could add one more feast day to their church calendar. It would be the Feast of Lutefisk and Lefse, yeah? Just look it up.
Yeah, we can look it up right here in our kitchen Bible.
The joy of butter.
Oh, see, lutefisk and lefse.
Oh, did the Vikings have anything to do with lefse? Because I love lefse.
Norwegian potato flatbread.
Oh, with butter and sugar.
Or cinnamon or jam.
Pigs like it plain. Keeps them regular.
Lutefisk and lefse are directly descended from the 2 fishes and the 5 loaves at the Sea of Galilee.
Somewhere along those lines, those fishes and loaves lost their color.
Oh, Signe. As we have all memorized from Luther's small catechism,
This is most certainly true.
The multicolored rainbow which decorates the sky reminds us of God's pledge to keep his people fairly dry.
A basket full of Easter eggs, a string of Christmas lights. They reappear each year to cheer our holidays and nights.
how vibrant are these symbols of love and faith and hope. Their tones and tints give us a glimpse through God's kaleidoscope.
Our Father's great Crayola box is strictly his domain.
As humble, modest Lutherans,
We keep things nice and plain.
Our duty to avoid more vivid hues is reflected in the recipes we use.
To increase the appeal when you're mixing up a meal,
Dance along to the pale food polka.
people might take offense if your table's too intense.
Can't go wrong with the pale food polka.
Too many shades pervading your jello. That's a little too melodramatic.
Dishes you serve deserve a hosanna when your menu is monochromatic.
Keep it light.
keep it gray, keep paprika far away as you casually sashay across the floor.
You too can do the pale food polka, the dance that we adore.
Oh no, Lutherans don't dance.
Oh, no, Signe. This here's a little more our speed. Woo! Woo!
You too can do the pale food polka, the dance that we adore.
Give your peas a pasty gloss, ladle on the batter sauce.
Simplify your color scheme with a pint of sour cream.
Cabbage has a gaudy glow
don't be bold when you're nourishing the fold.
And soon they'll do the pale food polka.
Purple and red are dreadfully giddy and result in a hideous salad.
Picture the grins your kin will be wearing when the plates you're preparing are pellet.
Make it meat.
Make it mild.
Make it weak and never wild. Every mother, dad, and child will beg for more. You too can do the pale food polka, the dance that we adore. Not too much flavor. Do the dance that we adore.
To curry favor.
Do the dance that we adore. Curry?
Ladies, we just sold another 12 tickets. 2 station wagons from Grace Methodist Church just up the road in Clitheroe. Mel, the snowplow operator, just called and said, Pastor Gunderson, if Karen is cooking, then I am getting out the plow and I'm gonna lead those wagons to the promised land, yo-ho.
Like lambs to lutefisk.
Like lambs to... Oh, that's a joke. Look, I know it's a lot at the last minute, but I am confident you ladies can handle it.
That's a total of 187 tickets. 50 at a shift. That's 3.5 shifts.
Oh, that's a record. Oh, remember when we could all fit around one table?
Oh, yeah.
Signe, it's time to restock. Let's start with some more butter.
Let's see, and we'll need another 5 pounds of fish.
Oh, yeah. Round 3 of potatoes.
Can you believe some of those city people? They use instant potatoes in their lefse.
Oh, yeah, but Mrs. Snustad, I've had it, and I can't tell the difference.
Well, I can tell the difference.
So, is all change bad, Mrs. Snustad?
Young lady, the whole point of tradition is you don't willy-nilly change it about. Case in point, changing our black hymnals to red.
Communists.
So, all change is bad?
Did you hear Signe got an A+ in her jumping to conclusions class?
Mom!
Signe, we need more butter. Will you go out to the pickup truck and bring us back another 40 pounds?
Oh, yeah. About ½ pound per person.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
You think?
Yes, I do. Someone was just like that at her age.
Oh, and look how I turned out. I mean, with the exception of you, I'm as traditional as anyone in this church.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. And I won't have that sassy attitude in my kitchen.
Well, Mrs. Snustad, it's not entirely yours. It's a little bit ours.
See what I mean? Always talking back.
Sometimes I wasn't talking back. I was speaking up.
Don't think I don't know what's going on here. You are a gifted cook, and one day you will run this kitchen. But until that day comes, I wash, and you dry.
Oh, it's still coming down out there, but the cars are backed up down the road.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Ladies, wonderful news! We just sold another 13 tickets! And we sold them to the Ladies' Aid from West Cornucopia Lutheran Church of the Prairie! Oh, I need to tell Willie.
Beep, beep, Pastor.
200.
Oofta.
Willie, guess what? 200 people! Oh, not just a record. It's a historic turnout. And in a blizzard, too. Oh, you ain't a kiddin'. Well, I better get upstairs and help at the door. We beat West Cornucopia!
Why is Pastor Gunderson always trying to beat out West Cornucopia Lutheran at everything?
Oh, because of his brother.
His older brother, Arnie. Their father, Pastor Arnold L. Gunderson Sr., was a pastor at Cornucopia Lutheran Church of the Prairie. Our Pastor Gunderson and his older brother, A.L. Jr., both became pastors like their father. Then, A.L. Jr. was chosen as pastor at his father, A.L. Sr.'s old church.
No.
Yeah. And because of that, our Pastor Gunderson has always felt a little behind his older brother, A.L. Jr.
Mrs. Gilmerson, you are better than any history class at the U. Do you know the family history of everybody who lives around here?
Oh, yeah. I think I do. Do you want to hear yours?
Mavis, we have to get back to work. 200 people.
This
is most certainly true.
200 diners soon will travel up the roads of dirt and gravel. Something we must not treat cavalierly. Despite the fact we're quite distressed, it's vital that we give our best. And so I make this small request. Sincerely. Butter the left side, butter the corn. Instead of just puttering, better be buttering just as sure as you were born. Peel a potato, chop up a chive. Glasses are glimmering, sauces are simmering, jumping and jamming to the chive. We gotta get down to business, sister. You know that it's true. Church basement ladies got an awful lot of cooking to do.
Ba-da, ba-da, ba-da. Grease up the griddle, slice up the beets. Shell up a recipes, follow the recipes for extraordinary eats. Rattle the roaster, bang on the bowls. Tap on the Tupperware, set up a supper where we can redeem some hungry souls. We gotta get down to business, sister. There's no time to spare. Church basement ladies got an awful lot of food to prepare. Ba-da, ba-da, ba-da. They'll be cheering and how we'll be taking a bow when they check out the chow that we're pitching. So get up on your feet, keep in time to the beat.
If you can't take the heat,
Get out of the kitchen. Set up the tables, set up the chairs. Gonna be having a sizable ravenous swarm storming down the stairs. Silvery steamers, shining so bright. Pots of aluminum, there's enough room in them. We can serve everyone inside. We gotta get down to business, sister. This isn't a drill. Church basement ladies got an awful lot of tummies to fill. Ba-da, ba-da, ba-da. Undeniably, they've got a reason to rave when we fix them our favorite dishes. Bet you figured it out. We're inspired, no doubt.
why the story about
The loaves and the fishes. Hundreds of women, hundreds of men. Soon we'll be eyeing the cake and the pie and the leash consume enough for 10. We need a hustle. We know that we're needing a miracle before we can hear a colossal commotion drawing near. We gotta get down to business, sister. We never say no. Church basement ladies got their aprons on, they're ready to go. So on with the show. Church basement ladies got their aprons on, they're ready to go. Yeah!
was a good man. Willie was a kind man, conscientious and neighborly too. Willie leaves a widow. Willie loved his Zelda. All of this is most certainly true. But these words don't convey what I'm trying to say. How we'll mourn him and miss him so much. How to honor the worth of his time here on earth and the lives he'll continue to touch. Past 8 each Sunday morning, just like clockwork, or whenever else we really need him here. In the summer's heat or deepest snows of winter, you could always count on Willie to be here. And he'd scale the wooden steps up to the belfry, softly humming something sacred as he'd climb. He'd extend his calloused hands in adoration, grab the knotted rope and make the church bell chime, and the bell would ring, ring, calling all to come and worship. Ring, ring, for a new day had begun, and old Willie'd swing, swing to the joyful clang and clamor. The kid at Christmas never had such fun. God bless you, Willie, for a job well done. Now you never saw his picture in the paper, for he never saw the point of wealth or fame. Willie always said the life he had with Zelda meant much more to him than money or acclaim. Just a humble man with humble aspiration, with a quiet faith, unwavering and strong. But he towered over everyone around him as he shared with us his Sunday morning song. And the bell would ring, ring over fertile fields and meadows. Ring, ring over rivers on the run. And we'd swing, swing to the distant nebulation, rejoicing with each melody. God bless Willie for a job well done. Let the bells all ring, ring for our brother Willie Johnson. Ring, ring for the battle has been won. With the angels sing, sing as they welcome him to heaven. This year shining brighter than the sun. Job well done, thou good and faithful servant. Job well done. Job well done. Kitchen? Oh, yes, dear. I was just finishing Willie's eulogy. I'll be right up.
Mother!
Well, Pat Kilkenny is a nice boy, but he's a Catholic. So it seems reasonable that your mother would ask if you're getting serious about him.
Pat can't get along with his father any longer, so he's joining the Marines.
The Marines, when?
Around Easter. But don't worry, Mom. Nothing and no one is gonna get in between me and earning my degree. Oh, do you remember Harry Hauge?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Well, he's in a couple of my classes.
Harry's a nice young man and handsome,
Oh,
too.
Mom, I don't think of Harry like that. But I do like what he said to me a couple of days ago. He said he drives his car down to the cities to go to school, and he thinks his car is running just fine until he comes back home to Cornucopia. He said, my motor runs just that little bit better when I'm home. I feel the same way when I step into this kitchen. I remember when I was just a little girl watching Mr. Langerud pour melted butter onto his fish. He noticed you staring at him, gestured to the food on his plate and said, "This food looks almost sanctified then." I have never forgotten the look on his face when he was in that melted butter trance.
Yeah.
And Mom, I have never forgotten the look on your face when he said that to you.
Oh, that's a very special thing for him to say. That was very nice. Oh, Pastor
More
Gunderson.
food!
Oh, yeah.
Careful, that cake is from Barbara Helgeson. And my wife made her special Italian lasagna.
Lasagna.
Yeah, it's that new thing, a vegetarian, meaning no meat, all vegetables. It's all the rage in the cities.
Well, that's nice. How are you this cold morning? I know we're a little early, but we wanted to have plenty of time to warm things up.
Believe me, I could use a little companionship just now. Signe, I wanted to thank you so much for braving the bitter winter cold and driving home for the funeral. You know, Willie always thought you were something special.
I really cared for Willie.
Indeed. We're all going to miss old Willie.
This is a rough one, isn't it, Pastor? We're all so fond of Willie and depended on him so much around here.
For the first time in my life, I am not sure I will be able to make it through the funeral.
Oh, of course you will, Pastor. When you speak of Willie's acts of service, you'll find your place to guide and be strong for others.
You know, Karen, sometimes I feel more at home, closer to Grace, when I am in this kitchen than when I am in the sanctuary. I guess in many ways, this kitchen is my personal sanctuary.
Oh, morning, all.
Whew, morning.
I brought bars.
My wife made lasagna.
What?
It's vegetarian.
What? Oh, it is all the rage in the cities. What? Oh, well, that's nice. Whew. My, it's terrible cold out there. Whew. This is a tough one, isn't it, Pastor? Oh, yeah. Downright nippy. Signe. Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah. I heard 20 below.
Nippy, yeah, I heard 22 below.
Yeah, nippy. I heard only 17 below.
Oh, I would have been here sooner, but I had to stop and help the widow Snustad get her car started. Yeah, she wouldn't ride in mine. Said it smelled barn. Doesn't. Mostly smells dogs and grandkids, I think. But I got it going for her.
Mavis, you are truly a great mechanic.
Oh, thank you, Pastor. You know, when Gilmer got his left hand cut off a couple years ago, I had to learn how to do a whole new bunch of stuff. Farmers' wives, you know, we have to know how to fix plumbing, machinery, people, animals, and of course, the books.
Mavis, when Gilmer lost his hand, was that when the combine backed over him, or was that when the tractor flipped over and landed on top of him?
Oh, neither. The combine crushed his spleen, and the tractor broke his legs, both of them, in 2 places each.
Ouch.
Yep. This was the time the manure spreader caught the sleeve of his coat and pulled his arm right into the gears.
And Mrs. Snustad said it was because he was working on a Sunday.
Does it seem cold in here to you?
Oh, it always seems cold in here to me.
Oh, not to me. I'm having an episode. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, this stove, the pilot light's out again.
Oh, here. Let me look at it.
I wonder who's in charge of the pilot light in heaven.
Well, as of today, there's always going to be someone in heaven to take care of things like that. Willie.
Morning.
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 Oh, careful! That's a new pair. Such a shock, Pastor. How is Willie's missus? Had Willie been feeling poorly? Oh, he wouldn't have told anybody how he was feeling anyway. It's really nippy. I heard 21 below.
Nippy yai or 22 below.
Oh, nippy. Yeah, I heard only 20 below.
17.
20.
Lasagna? For a funeral? Who brought that?
Pastor's wife.
It's vegetarian.
Yum. Well, that's nice.
Well, thank you, ladies. I will tell my wife how much you all appreciated her lasagna. But I must return, however reluctantly, to the real world. I believe the families will be arriving soon.
Lasagna.
It's vegetarian. It's all the rage in the cities.
The cities.
Oh, at this moment, I have to say, I could care less what the pastor's wife made. It is freeze-your spit midair cold outside right now, and I'm so hot, I can hardly stand it. Do you ladies know what I'm talking about?
I remember those days.
And this girdle, oofed out. With the way I'm sweating, it'll be welded to my body by the time I get home. But there's an upside. Autumn leaves in such a hurry, chased away by winter's fury, curtain up on Jack Frost one-man show. Icy winds bring on the shivers, frozen lakes and frozen rivers, barren trees stand silver in the snow. We women of a certain age don't mind a bit when blizzards rage. No, we don't let December's threat concern us, for we possess possess our own internal furnace. Each hormonal fluctuation means a balmy brief vacation, even if it's 22 below. Just a zing and a howl. Soon I swing and I sway as I'm winging my way to my own personal island. I have a ticket for one to a place where the sun never sets. A young girl might have pursued a cheap flight overnight to Bermuda, or maybe a sweet Tahitian retreat. But who needs Tahiti? I make my own heat on my own personal island. Oh, how the thought of it thrills as I'm chasing the chills with the sweats. Just a flash and I'm there, I would swear I'm in the Bahamas. Too hot for pajamas on my personal tropical life. She's on her own. Isn't it fun? Personal life. Here comes the sun.
She gets a radiant flush and the sleep and the slush disappear.
In no time at all I could take a quick cruise to my private Jamaica. So bring on the storm, the flakes swirl and swarm. I'm ruddy and rosy and cozy and warm on my own personal island. I feel my temperature rise and the grayest of skies start to clear. First my ears start to ring and then ping! I'm sailing the tide. I'm mangled in my tide on my personal tropical isle.
Tropical Isle. Now she's sipping iced tea by the sea in Free Castro, Cuba.
Or maybe Aruba on my personal tropical isle.
She's beginning to glow, and although she's closer to Fargo,
It feels like Hilargo on my personal tropical. I need a popsicle. Personal tropical isle. Tropical isle. Tropical isle. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. 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 All right. Oh, no, wait. Oh, hold on. Maybe we ought to back her out. Okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Oh. Well, Willie would have got a kick out of that.
Oh, who is with Willie's family?
oh, pastor's wife.
Really?
Oh, I could tell she's good with people.
That's nice.
Wasn't Willie related to Pastor Gunderson?
Oh, yeah. Distant cousins through marriage. Willie Bjornson was the oldest boy of Ragnar and Tilly Bjornson, who farmed 160 acres over there by Arthur and Eleanor Hauge, whose oldest boy, Harry, also known locally as Handsome Harry, is down at the U of M. You ever see him around campus?
Uh-huh.
Now, the pastor's late wife was the granddaughter of Ingmar and Helga Bjornson, who must be in their 90s now and live over there by Mervyn Opal Olsen.
Oh, I thought Mervyn Opal were Munsons and lived by Carlin Carlson.
You're thinking Mervyn Margaret Mendelsohn. Way in the back. Christmas and Easter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, now to get a head count, don't eyeball it. Count.
Now that Merv is the half-brother of your late husband, Lars, Mrs. Snustad, how long has it been since he passed?
25 years ago, Christmas. and I miss him every single day. Lars and I were sitting down to Christmas dinner when he looked at me, smiled, took a bite, and just keeled over. Well, it had nothing to do with my cooking. You can imagine how relieved I was. Oh, that sounded awful. Well, let's get out the funeral meat.
102.
102. That can't be right.
It seems really cold in the building. I tried turning up the thermostat, but nothing happened. The congregation is putting the coats back on.
103.
102 or 103? What is the difference, Mrs. Snustad, today of all days?
Well, that's one way to read a recipe.
Now, I know we all cared about Willie, but we gotta be ready to serve because these mourners are gonna be ready to eat whether we're ready or not. So, young lady, Miss Big Shot University student, let's see what you remember about funeral food. Begin with dessert.
Farce.
Oh, and every good Lutheran knows that the person who coined the term bars was not a good Lutheran.
Cake. Oh, yeah. Mrs. Helgenson's yellow cake. Oh my! How much does this thing weigh?
50 pounds! Whew. Now, come on over here. I'm gonna ask you one of those multiple choice questions like down at that Big Shot University. Is the correct term A, covered dish, B, casserole, or C, hot dish?
Oh, anyone raised in Minnesota knows that the answer is C, hot dish.
And are hot dishes part of a funeral lunch?
Oh my, yes. They are the bread and butter of any Lutheran funeral spread.
Pickles.
Yes, the 7 sacred pickles.
Name 'em.
Dill,
Mm-hmm.
sweet,
Yeah.
chunky,
Yeah.
bread and butter,
Mm-hmm.
beet,
Mm-hmm.
watermelon, and herring.
Pretty good. Funeral meat.
Minced ham on white.
Cheese.
Cheese whiz with olives on rye and egg salad on wheat.
Cut or uncut?
Cut.
How?
Diagonally.
And
Buttered.
And Willie always laughed when we called this food the what?
Oh, the dead spread.
And now for your final bonus question. What does the dead spread never include?
Lasagna. This is most certainly true.
When the service is over and he's been laid to rest, the church basement ladies will face their toughest test. Dead spread, a splendid affair to celebrate someone who's no longer there. Dead spread, we lighten the mood with gallons of coffee and mountains of food. He's pushing up daisies,
He's breathed his last breath.
we've cried all the tears we could cry. So now we dispel the dark specter of death with cheese whiz and olives on rye. Dead spread, his ticker won't consolation a hot dish can bring. Dad's bread, it's proper to mourn. Just make sure you sample the carrots and corn.
Our loved one has gone to his final reward. And though we're downhearted and hurt,
Take solace in knowing he walks with the Lord, which means there's an extra dessert. Dad's bread, you can't help but grin while chewing on cinnamon bread. Never say diet, just line up and try it, the Dad's bread. You're stricken with grief, but now you must ask yourself, chicken or beef? We've saved you a seat the dearly departed would want you to eat.
and when he hears Gabriel's glorious tune, he'll rise from his heavenly sleep.
He's hoping the day of salvation comes soon, 'cause 7-bean salad won't keep. Dad's bread, the tables are set. Remember, you're better off fed. Close up the casket and stuff your bread basket, the Dad's bread. When you're a goner, we'll hold in your honor a Dad's bread. Join in the fun with your friends, -1, at the Dad's bread.
It is definitely getting colder upstairs. Both sides of the families are sitting on opposite sides of the church, blaming each other for the cold. Their silence is deafening.
Why Willie ever married a Hyacinth, I'll never know.
Oh, Mrs. Snustad, as I've recently discovered, love is a mysterious mystery. I get the feeling that somehow I should be remembering something about the furnace at this moment.
Ah, no, Pastor, there's nothing to worry about, 'cause Willie always takes care of the...
That's it.
Oh, for goodness sake, Willie always took care of the furnace.
Oh, I'll check the furnace. This door. Oh, got it.
Pastor, if the church survives this, don't you think it might be a good idea to finally buy a new furnace?
Now, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Just because we're having a little problem doesn't mean we need to buy a whole new furnace. It would be worse if we had to winter Willie over.
Ouch! I'm all right. Well, I got some good news, and I got some bad news. Good news is I found the problem. Bad news is I can't fix it. Furnace needs a new whatchamacallit. Now, I could put the part in today if we had one, but we don't. I'll have to order it, and that could take a few
A
weeks.
few weeks? I'll be lucky if I can last a few more minutes.
Well, you'll just have to cancel the funeral.
Oh, no, that's impossible. Those two families would rip this church in half. It would mean the end of East Cornucopia Lutheran Church of the Prairie.
All right, Pastor. I promise I will figure out some way to get heat into this church.
Oh, Mavis, I place my life and the life of this church completely in your hands. Well, not that I want to put any pressure on her.
Well, I got some good news, and I got some bad news. Bad news is there's no way on heaven or on earth or this old oil furnace will ever work again. But,
Mavis! Mavis!
good news is there's an old wood burning stove back there. Now, it hasn't been used in a while, but it still works. What? Oh!
How did you know that?
Well, because I started a fire in it.
Whoa, you started a fire in that old thing? You could burn down the church.
Mrs. Gilmerson, where did you find the wood?
Scrap lumber. Oh, yeah. There's this big pile way off in the corner. Had a big tarp on it. It looked just like Gilmer's. Oh, yeah. I knew it had to be scrap lumber.
You mean that pile of lumber in the corner?
Oh, yeah, Pastor. We used your pile.
That wasn't my pile in the corner. It was Willie's. He always said to me, "Manaldre veit noren, tringle noen, scrap lumber." You never know when it's going to come in handy. Scrap lumber.
So Willie's scrap lumber is heating this building.
And saving this church.
And saving his own funeral.
Oh, it's like sending a Viking king out on his own burning ship.
Yeah, you are right. I had better get upstairs and get the service started before anything else happens.
Oh, look, the butter is spreadable again.
Oh, yeah, it's warming up in here.
You're telling me.
Well, ladies, I think Willie would say, "Job well done."
May God bless you, our dear Willie, goodbye. We pray as your Viking ship sails off. But we have duties we never would shirk. So here we are working our tail. Take a look around, you'll see you're closer to heaven in the church basement, where you'll find a standing guard. Healthy women, fit as a fiddle. I'll just crack the window a little. We love to be here in the church basement, even though our job is hard. We are staunch defenders of the church basement code, thankful for the blessings which the Lord has bestowed, grateful to be walking down the very same road those who went before us trod, here below the house of God. Winter was wicked, we didn't mind. Although it was chilly, we owe it to Willie for leaving lots of wood behind.
Now we're down to nothing but sticks. Certainly Mavis was able to save us, but that was a temporary fix.
We gotta get down to business, sister. Let's put on our legs. Church basement ladies got an awful lot of money to raise. Ba-da, ba-da, ba-da. We've concocted a scheme with a whimsical theme, and we're hoping our dreams can come true now. Since the furnace is old and we can't fight the cold,
We've decided to hold
a Lutheran luau. Oh, what a way to generate cash. Making some moolah by doing the hula at our Hawaiian Easter bash. It can be rainy this time of year, so if it's showery, wear something flowery. We can bring Honolulu here. We gotta get down to business, sister. We're short on our dough. Church basement ladies got their moo-moos on, they're ready to go.
I feel like Don Ho.
Church basement ladies got their moo-moos on, they're ready to go. Yeah! Aloha, oi, aloha, oi, aloha, melikaliki maka, aloha, oi.
I advised against it.
Mrs. Snustad, the entire congregation voted their enthusiastic support for having a furnace fundraiser. Mavis, on behalf of the entire church, I wanted to thank you.
Aw, thank you, Pastor. That means a lot.
Yeah. Mavis, the marvelous mechanic. You kept this furnace going all winter. And magically, like something out of a fairy tale, the scrap lumber piles of the men of this church started disappearing, only to show up on our doorstep like abandoned orphans. What could we do but use the wood to heat the church? And then those very same men voted with great enthusiasm for a Hawaiian holiday theme for our furnace fundraiser. And they bought every ticket. I have never seen the men of this congregation give so much money so fast.
I advised against it.
And we all respect you for that, Mrs. Snustad.
Oh, sorry I'm late.
Oh, hi, honey.
Pat's truck got stuck in the mud on County Road 13.
Ah, spring. The season of love and mud.
Those city people, they have no idea.
Our student of higher learning returns. Welcome home, Signe.
Thank you, Pastor.
Home is the hunter, home from the hill. And home is the student with a load of laundry for her mother.
Yeah.
Isn't this Easter break? Shouldn't you be down in the cities having fun right now?
The cities.
I thought about it, but I decided I'd rather be here.
Here with Pat Olson as in Pat Olson the girl, or as Patrick Sean Kilkenny, that Catholic boy.
Well, Mrs. Snustad, a pat is a pat is a pat.
A pat is a pat is a pat. A pat is a pat is a pat.
Isn't Patrick leaving for boot camp soon?
Yeah, next week.
So, how's that handsome Harry? You seen him around campus?
He's in a couple of my classes.
Well, ladies, I think I should get upstairs and look for Axel Olsen. He's volunteered to play the Hawaiian Easter Bunny, and I expected him here by now. I'm certainly glad I don't have to wear that get-up. It's good to see you home, Signe. We do miss your smile around here.
Thank you, Pastor.
Pastor looks tired. That new wife of his is wearing him out.
Tired but happy.
Pastor's wife deserves a lot of credit for coming up with the idea for a Hawaiian theme for our furnace fundraiser, and she even made that cute Easter bunny costume.
Oh, sure, nothing says Easter like a Hawaiian bunny. The pastor's wife is a classic example of what happens to a young lady who moves to the cities. I warned you about going there, Karen, and I strongly advise against Signe leaving us to go there, too.
Mrs. Snustad, have you ever even been to the cities?
Why would I want to go to a place like that? The depths of Hades has released a horrible two-headed beast. At night you'll hear it beckon from a distance. It lures you with its siren song, and even if your faith is strong, it tears down and it wears down your resistance. The ruin of the wretched and the hapless, what men have named St. Paul, and Minneapolis. There's shame and degradation and secular temptation in the cities. If Satan has designed it, the odds are good you'll find it in the cities. A smorgasbord
beware of this dark and dreadful pair of unholy twins so sinister and scary. They're gaudy and they're gruesome, a terrifying twosome, the Sodom and Gomorrah of the prairie.
Your daughter should be cautious. The air could make her nauseous in the city.
Slick and sleazy, the air can make her wheezy.
You shouldn't send your son there. Demonic deeds are done there in the cities.
He'll revel with the devil.
They'll socialize with city kids at Bible camp this summer and come home using city words like discotheque and bummer. And just when they're improving, they'll tell you that they're moving this fall. To the cities.
The city's Minneapolis,
St. Paul.
Minneapolis and St. Paul. Provocative and pretentious, lascivious and licentious, a pitiful pit where cockroaches crawl. That's the city, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minneapolis and St. Paul.
Let's get these salads ready to serve.
Oh, salads. Ah, salads.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, just look at our celebration of salads. We got lime jello salad, we got potato salad, and, oh, spam and macaroni salad.
Spam and macaroni salad, Arlene Jefferson. Ooh. Remember the time we found the big hairball?
Which time?
Creations of the heart made for the stomach.
Have you ladies seen Axel around here? I can't seem to find him anywhere.
Oh, he's probably stuck in the mud, Pastor.
This driveway's a mile of mud.
Yeah.
The last person in the world to get stuck in the mud would be Axel Olsen. He has 4 John Deeres, each bigger than the other.
Pastor Gunderson, I think we look ridiculous.
Oh, Mrs. Snustad, you look charming, no matter what you wear. Look, everyone's excited about this. You should see the Hawaiian Easter outfits. Even Ines.
Ines Thorvig is wearing a color other than black or gray?
Actually, she has on a nice red dress.
Oh, come on.
Well, that's nice.
Oh, really? So who was it dropped you off? I hear you've been seeing that Catholic boy. Oh, remember when Inez's son married that Catholic girl and turned? Remember what it did to the two families?
Oh, I do.
Inez came to me with tears in her eyes.
What? Ines Thorvig cried?
Almost. Her son turning like that nearly broke her heart. All I said to her was, any couple who would sign their kids over to the Pope, get married in the morning, and have a wild dance at the VFW hall, well, they had certainly given up their inheritance to the kingdom.
Mrs. Snustad, Catholics are allowed to dance.
We can't risk getting that close.
Mrs. Snustad, we all worship the same God. It's just all in how you look at it.
This is most certainly true.
They glorify Mary.
We glorify rice.
They have 7 sacraments.
We think 2 will suffice.
St. Christopher guides them down the highway when yell bingo!
Like we haven't heard.
And their friar is a man.
While our friar's a bird.
They have holy days of obligation.
We have chores to do. This is most certainly true. No two ways about it. There ain't no cause to doubt it. Martin stirred up quite a hullabaloo. Luther's activism resulted in a schism. This is most certainly true. They kneel when they're praying.
We pray on our feet.
They eat fish to sacrifice.
Lutefisk is a treat.
When Catholics lose a thing of value, good St. Anthony's unsurpassed.
When Lutherans lose a thing of value, we say, where did I have it last?
They have purgatory.
We'd rather not wait.
Fragrant incense fills the
We
air.
think Airwick is great.
They have children by the dozen.
We have relatively few.
This is most certainly true. Don't try to dispute it, 'cause only fools refute it. Might as well maintain the sky isn't blue.
5 and 90 species have splintered up our species.
This is most certainly true. They go to confession.
We try not to slip.
They have miracles galore.
We have miracle whip.
When Catholic people say the Lord's Prayer, they're so reverent and devout.
When Lutheran people say the Lord's Prayer, we remember what they left out.
But maybe tomorrow we'll see with new eyes. We'll awaken on that day and we'll realize every woman is our sister, every man's our brother too. This is most certainly true. Words as yet unspoken shall fix what has been broken. Have some faith that God will always come through. We're His holy people, regardless of His people. This is most certainly true. This is most certainly true.
So, Signe, are you ready to sign your kids over to the Pope?
Oh, they don't have you sign a piece of paper. They tattoo it on your head.
Signe.
Oh, that's right. Once you're married to a Catholic, a group of secret priests take you to a secret location. And then they shave your head in this super secret shaving ceremony. And then this ultra secret tattooing priest tattoos on your head. All your children's souls will go directly to the Pope.
Signe.
And that is why Catholic women have to wear a kerchief on their heads to church.
I blame you. She's too big for her britches, and she gets this from you.
This is Snustad.
I will not have any more of this disrespect in my kitchen. Karen, perhaps you can find something useful for your daughter to do elsewhere.
You can't just throw me out of this kitchen.
Signe.
Mom, she can't just order me out.
Of course she can't. Now, why don't you take these bars over to the service window and then help Mavis push the Watkins nectar out into the fellowship hall?
Mom, I have my rights.
Signe, would you be the wonderful person we both know you are? And help Mavis.
Well,
Well,
she lacks discipline.
she's 19 and you are old enough to know better. I expect better from you. What's really bothering you? Vivian? What is it?
Karin, the church is changing too much and too fast. I don't want my church to change. First, the hymnals went from black to red. And then, if that weren't enough, my one and only true church breaks into all these synods, the ALC, the LFAC, the LFC, the UELC, the TALC, the AFLC, the UCLA. Oh, it just makes my head spin. And then the guitars in the sanctuary. And then the next thing I know, I'm wearing a muumuu at an Easter egg roll. It's just too much, Karin. Maybe I'm just getting too old. I just feel awful. And the reason I feel this way is, well, everybody else seems to like all of this, except me. I feel lost.
I've got it. I know what we need to do. We need to unite the synods of the church and form the AFL-CIO.
What?
Yeah, the AFL-CIO, the American Federation of Lutherans, coerced into one.
Thank you. You know what I think? I think it's time for a change in this kitchen, too. Yeah, a changing of the guard. From now on, you wash, and I'll dry.
Oh, Mrs. Snustad,
Oh, Signe.
I am so sorry.
Oh, it's all right. Your mother and I had a good talk.
How I love those hymns of old, precious prayers as pure as gold, great songs of praise from bygone days. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Now every generation has music of its own. Kids today will never play great grandma's gramophone. Yes, time keeps moving forward. The earth keeps spinning around. So make the choice to raise your voice and sing a joyful sound. Sing a new song. Sing a new song, sing a fresh and free kind of melody, and soon everyone will sing along. Whether 16th, 8th, or quarter, it's the same old notes in a different order. Sing a new song, hallelujah.
Ladies, you are not going to believe this. Axel Olsen is stuck. Every one of his trackers is stuck in the mud.
Oh, but Pastor, you said that was impossible.
Who are we going to get to play the Hawaiian Easter Bunny on such short notice? Oh, no. I couldn't. It's, unpastorally.
What would Willie do?
Bring me the bunny suit.
Just don't forget to honor the music of the past. Tunes you hear from yesteryear were surely built to last. We know where we
long list of things that seminary does not prepare you for. Show business. All right, now let's see how this sounds. Will everyone please be seated for the morning announcements? We welcome our guests to East Cornucopia Lutheran Church of the Prairie. Please sign the narthex in the register on your way out. Okay, here goes. Let this heat wave remind us that summer camp will be starting next week. And yes, there will be mosquitoes at camp. But parents, don't worry. The day the kids arrive at camp, we spray not only the entire grounds, but every single child with DDT. That should take care of those pesky bugs. Now, what's next? Oh, yes. There will be a short cemetery board meeting next Tuesday evening at 8 o'clock p.m. to discuss the gopher situation. That's pretty much self-explanatory. For family night next week, Roger Svingen, home on a 6-month furlough, will be here to show a film strip about the mission work he is doing in North Borneo. Now, you know, Lord, some people are going to complain about having to watch the topless native women, whom the complainers always call the bare naked heathens. Of course, when I say some people, I mean the same people who always complain. Mrs. Thorvig, Mrs. Bjornson, and Mrs. Snustad. They blush when they look at National Geographic. Since it is just you and me, Lord, I will confess to you that I enjoy seeing those 3 ladies squirm at having to watch those naked natives. It's one of life's small and completely guilty pleasures. Of course, you and I both know the real reason they get nervous watching those film strips. They're afraid they might see some of the clothing they donated to the church clothing drive.
Morning.
Good morning, Mrs. Snustad.
Oh, getting ready for the big wedding?
Oh, yes. You know, I watched those 2 kids grow up and then go off to the university, and now I get to marry them. I am a very lucky man, Mrs. Snustad. Well, I remember when Karen and Elroy first brought Signe in here as a sweet little baby in her baptism dress.
Oh, yeah, me too. And now Signe is marrying that handsome Harry. But I must admit, I was a little nervous when she was seeing that Catholic boy. But I never said a word.
Indeed, Mrs. Snustad, you suffered in silence.
Oh, well, even a fish wouldn't get caught if it kept its mouth shut.
Ta-da!
Ooh, ready for the big wedding, Karen?
Oh, I sure hope so. I think so. I know I plan on crying at the wedding, but I will be so relieved when all of this is over. It feels like we've been planning it forever.
18 months in real world time. Oofta, it's hot in here. Church will be over 100 degrees by wedding time. Oofta. One of the few surviving pieces of scrap lumber from the famous scrap lumber scourge of 1965. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No. No. Oh, yeah.
Ah! You know, I see the mother of the bride, but I don't see the bride. Don't tell me you drove off and forgot her.
Oh, no, Pastor Gunderson. She was so cute. She said she wanted to stay behind and sit by herself for a few minutes in the house where she grew up. She said she wanted to feel like a little girl again before she got married and had to be a grown-up for the rest of her life.
You know how Gilmer proposed to me? He just called me up on the party line and said, "So, how'd you like to be buried in the family plot then?" I says, "I suppose."
How is Gilmer?
Oh, great. The baler broke, but he should be out of traction by next week. Doctor says he might be able to walk in time for the county fair.
Well, that's surprisingly good news, Mavis. Oofta, it's hot in here. I hope that cake holds together. Those pure butter layers can get pretty heavy.
Ta-da!
Ooh, it's heavy.
Oh, yeah.
Careful.
Yeah,
Careful. Okay.
You know, today I feel like a big lump of butter just constantly on the edge of melting and yet feeling incredibly rich at the same time.
We ought to stitch that on a dish towel.
Kitchen. Oh, hi. Yeah, he's here. Okay. Pastor, it's your new wife. The soloist would like to see you upstairs.
Oh, excuse me, ladies.
The soloist.
Beverly
I know she's old and her voice is going.
Long gone.
My Elroy says you could drive a combine through her vibrato. But Signe loves her and she loves Signe, and it's not my wedding.
But she was the soloist at your wedding.
And now, can you believe it? You're the mother of the bride. Hallelujah, it's a wedding day. Dad'll give his little girl away. Gals race to catch a toss bouquet while the guys tag ends to a Chevrolet.
In the middle of the joy and stress stands a lady in a fancy dress. Nobody here would ever guess. Underneath that smile, she's a total mess. Who can look as though she's worry-free when emotions run at a fever pitch? Who's the woman who can guarantee that today goes off with just one hitch? She's the mother of the bride, so serene, so dignified.
But it's just an act
To conceal the fact that she's all choked up inside, watching as her baby becomes a wife
with a brand new husband.
and a brand new life. She gets a wee bit misty-eyed, the mother of the bride.
Spent the morning helping prep and preen. 6 attendants clad in seafoam green. Worked miracles with Maybelline, and I drove on Rose from Aberdeen. Something old combined with something new. Something borrowed mixed with something blue. What tribulations I've been through just to help this young couple say I do.
Now she fights another wave of tears as the world around her begins to blur. Suddenly she's turning back the years. She remembers who was there for her. It was the mother of the bride. She was grace personified. When the organist
Fell and broke his wrist.
she just took it all in stride.
Who could show forgiveness and rise above?
When the alto crucified oh perfect
All
love,
the boots and mirrors it died.
the mother of the bride. Her son-in-law to be, well, he's so young and smart, and he'll be there in health or sickness, come what may.
But should he ever slip and break my daughter's heart, there'll be HE double hockey sticks to pay. 'Cause she's the mother of the bride, and although he'll try and hide, she will find the clown and she'll shut him down. She's as tough as cyanide.
He will learn his lesson undoubtedly.
Only fools go messing with an MOB.
You better pray she's on your side.
Karen, where is Signe? It's getting rather late. The wedding should be starting soon. This isn't going to be a repeat of the Ernest Larson wedding day, is it, Karen?
Of course not, Pastor Gunderson.
Look, I'm going to be right back, and I want to see Signe here.
Mavis, could you go phone and
Go
see if...
phone, yeah. Maybe she's having trouble in that dress in this heat. Hey, girls, Inez wants to talk to one of you about the flowers. They're coming.
Oh, lilies! Pretty!
I said no lilies. Elroy's allergic.
Okay. Oh, look at the little people. They look so happy.
It's too bad about the lilies, but it's a good thing that you kept the guest list down to 273 people. Now that's manageable.
273 people? Oh, no!
Karen, where is Signe?
Now, don't worry about her. You know how stable Signe is.
Well, I would have said the same thing about you at her age, but the day you were supposed to marry Ernest Larson, you went running down the aisle and out the front door of the church.
Pastor Gunderson, this is nothing like that. I just left Signe a few minutes ago. She said she wanted to spend a few minutes in her childhood home before she got married and had to become adult.
That's nuts. Pastor Gunderson, you will see the bride when the time is exactly right and not 1 moment before.
You're right, Mrs. Snustad. Now, Karen, you let me know the second our young bride arrives. I'm going to try and phone her.
She said she just wanted to spend a few minutes in her childhood home before she had to become an adult for the rest of her life.
Karen, Signe hasn't run away back to the cities to someone.
Oh no, just because I do something like that doesn't mean she would. You know, Signe's a lot smarter than I was at her age.
You're not so dumb. You married Elroy Engleson, and I've never met a kinder, more thoughtful man. Now, don't worry about Signe. I know that she and I have had our differences over the years, but then so have you and I think of us as friends.
Oh yeah, good friends, yeah.
I never told her this, but the reason I was always so strict with Signe was that I always looked on her as the daughter I never had.
That's very sweet, Mrs. Snustad.
There was a big signal at the house. I don't know if it was Signe trying to phone here or just that party line again.
Well, now we don't know if she's at home or on her way. Oh, goodness. You know, I can't stand this. I'm going to go back to the house and see what I can find out.
Then I'm driving. Your driving is terrible at best. And right now you're such a wreck you have no business behind the wheel. Come on!
Don't worry about a thing. I'll hold down the fort.
Mrs. Snustad.
Signe?
Mrs. Snustad.
Signe, where are you?
I'm stuck in the furnace room.
Stand back! Oh, Signe, look at you. Oh, you look awful.
I feel awful.
Oh, well, don't worry about a thing. We'll have you fixed up and looking beautiful in no time.
I look awful. I feel awful. Life is awful. I thought I'd feel wonderful, but I feel awful.
Well, of course you feel awful. You're getting married. Oh. People love to watch other people getting married, but It's no fun for the bride and groom. Do you feel confused?
Yes.
Do you feel overwhelmed by it all?
Yes.
Do you feel so happy it scares you?
Oh, yes, I do.
You do?
I do.
You do?
Perfect.
On my wedding day, I was confused and overwhelmed and deliriously happy all at the same time. And then the honeymoon.
Where did you go?
The Corn Palace. Because every good Lutheran would rather honeymoon in South Dakota than Niagara Falls. Oh, Lars and I, we had such a very short time together. And after he died, I looked around at all of the things that I had kept for special occasions, things that I had kept just for good. My first piece of advice to you as a married woman is to remember every day is for good. In a burgundy box in my living room closet, there's a silver plate service for 10. Such a beautiful pattern, Oneida, Alberta. I don't know when I'll use it again. It's a family heirloom passed down through the daughters, but in my house it's well understood that for everyday dinners I set out the stainless, I'm saving the silver for good.
See, now I've often wondered what kind of occasion would my mom feel is special enough that we'd pack up the flatware and melamine dishes and bring out the fancier stuff. How the silver would gleam in the glow of the candle, I can dream, but in all likelihood, it's a dream that must wait for some far-off tomorrow. We're saving the silver for good.
So it sits on the shelf in the dark by itself in a veil of perpetual night. Tell me, where is the pleasure in possessing a treasure if that treasure is kept out of sight?
It's so funny to think I'm a lot like that silver. All my life I've been hidden away, sitting silently waiting for one perfect
get you fixed up fast.
Pastor's coming. I would die if the pastor saw me looking like this. Like this, it would be a disgrace. Quick, we gotta hide her. Hide her. Karen, I don't want the veil.
Hide here.
No, keep it. I don't want it.
Pastor! Hi!
What are you ladies doing?
Talking.
Talking about Signe.
No. About
About what? What?
women's stuff.
Women's stuff.
About women's stuff.
Oh, I'm afraid that's beyond my realm of knowledge.
Take it.
No.
I don't want the veil. I can't keep it. You keep it. I don't want it.
Karen, Harry is a nervous wreck, and I'm starting to become a doubting Thomas myself. Where is Signe?
But she's just running a little late in the heat. You know, that dress is so hot.
Oh, so you have spoken with her.
Yes, she's on her way. She had to make a quick stop.
Is there something you ladies would like to tell me?
Well, Pastor, I have something.
Well?
Well, Karen and I, we were working on the left side.
Yes, yeah.
Oh yeah, Lefsa.
And
Oh yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
we have a little problem. You see, one of us made it with instant potatoes, and one of us made it with regular potatoes. And I can't tell the difference.
Lefsa at a wedding. I've never heard of it before.
Oh, yeah. It's all the rage. In the cities.
What? No. I couldn't choose between you and Karen.
Oh, I know you wouldn't want to make us feel bad, to make us feel like you're choosing between us or thinking one is better than the other, but we can fix that.
Oh, sure we can. How?
By having the ultimate kitchen tasting test.
Oh, yeah, that one. Remind me how it works again?
It's a blindfold test.
Oh, blindfold.
Blindfold?
Yeah, blindfold.
Oh, now wait a minute, ladies.
Yeah, it's blindfold.
Blindfold.
Oh yeah.
You know how you're always encouraging us to embrace change. Well, I've taken that to heart.
I said that. Embrace change.
Embrace change. Now, we need you to spin, just one more minute.
Now, ladies, enough.
Pastor.
I am going to go upstairs, and I am going to rescue my wife from the Haugies. And then I am going to rest assured and put at ease a very nervous groom. And then I am coming back down here. But while I am up there, I will be remembering 3 years ago when the old furnace failed during Willie's funeral. You three ladies saved the church that night. I will be remembering that up there. But when I come back down here, I will see Signe, and she will be ready to get married. I shall return.
Oofda, feeda, weeda.
Mavis.
Oh, wow. If the pastor delivered his sermons more like that, I might have paid closer attention in church.
Oh, we need to get you fixed up right away now. Welcome to the church basement beauty salon.
Oh, yeah. The cooking curl. Crystal. Oh, yeah. We can use it to freshen you up. Sure. Oh, yeah, works great. Moisturizes at the same time. Oh, don't worry. Been using it since I was 15 years old. Yeah. Oh, yeah, works great. Oh, yeah.
Oh, and beet juice.
beet
Yeah.
juice.
We
Oh,
can
yeah.
use it for lipstick or rouge and highlight those lovely cheekbones.
Oh, yeah. Works great. Been using it since I was 15 years old.
Oh, and flour.
Flour?
Yeah, we use it as powder.
Sure. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, works great. Been using it since I was 15 years old. Oh, yeah, beautiful. See? Oh, yeah. Whew. Oh, my. You have had quite a day today, young lady, haven't you?
Well, I think you just had a cold case of wedding panic. You know, the same thing happened to me.
I'll say Ernest Larson. But we don't have time for that story right now. Stand up, we gotta get this girlie ready for her groom. Oh, let me fluff this dress. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, Signe! Oh, see? Oh, oofda. Oh. I'm all right.
Mrs. Snustad, do I look all right?
You look beautiful.
Oh, Mrs. Snustad, hugging in public. The next thing you know, you'll be playing guitar in Sunday school.
Mom, are you ever going to tell me what happened with Ernest Larson?
I'll make you a deal. When you're standing here getting ready for your daughter's wedding, I'll tell you the whole story.
Ah, don't worry about it. When you get back from your honeymoon, I'll tell you all about it. By the way, where are you going?
South Dakota.
Oh, Signe, thank heavens. You have a very nervous groom up there. Well, what do you say? Let's rock. I heard that from the boys in Sunday school. Well, you look all nervous and flushed. Right? You're as red as a beet. Are you ready?
Yes, Pastor Gunderson, I'm ready.
Back to our door.
This is most certainly true.
He's gonna take a sweater off.
Sing a new song. Come on and sing a new song. As we praise the Lord, you complete the chord. So don't ever doubt that you belong. Raise the volume ever higher. You can help us form one enormous choir.
the good Lord's work. Lift your spirits high as the stars are. Down here where the coffee and bars are, everything happens in the church basement. Hear those percolators purr.
Everywhere you look, you see spectacular sights.
40 kinds of food to feed some fierce appetites.
Nearly new linoleum and fluorescent lights, managed by a stalwart squad. Here below the house of God, you're closer to heaven in the church basement. Joyfully we welcome you.
Meet our missionaries to Burma.
Greet the fold 'neath old terra firma.
Everyone's busy in the church basement. Such an energetic crew.
Luncheons and receptions phase us not in the least.
Seems there's always someone newlywed or deceased.
First week of December, there's a lutefisk feast.
Boiling vats of lice of cod, here below the house of God.
You can add this to the long list of things that seminary does not prepare you for. Show business